So practicing everyday practices need to be there, because it's like a knife. In our life, we are what you call a struggle, sanghars, continuously struggling day to day. And if you don't keep your knife sharpened, it becomes blunt. And now you can cut the problems of life. And because you can't cut problems of life, you get frustrated. And you say, what is this? Whatever I am wanting to achieve, whatever I am wanting to get is not happening. And so what do you say? World is back. Why does the world have to be like that? And what do? You tend to declare the world is back. And some people get into very bad state. You'd be surprised. Kate Shepard, Manhattan, New York, just about 3-4 months back. Fashion designer, and the fashion designer, extremely rich, had a wonderful family, children, good husband. Just think, what do we look for? A good family. Whenever we need something like money to buy something, should be there, available to us. And what does she do? Goes ahead and commits suicide. Why? Same. Knife is not sharp enough to deal with the problem. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is one of the Jnani of Nyaya Shastra, which is in India, most people have forgotten, though there is still going on, called the science of logic. Very sharp, very difficult to study. It's particularly in Bengali. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a Pandit on that. And imagine, from there, Pandit, that is refuting the presence of God. From there, he realizes, he converts himself to be not just staunchest of the believer. Those of you who've been to Puri Jagannath temple, there is a pillar where, if you see Jagannath temple, the pavement, Sharada, we all had got a huge rush. The rush was so much, both the daughters started crying. Meaning, they were pulling people apart. So much of rush. It's like, those of you who studied aerodynamics a little bit, it's called Venturi theory. If the pressure is high, the velocity will increase. And if the velocity is slow, pressure will increase. So the pressure is high and you move very fast, but you're moving under a lot of pressure. There you will see in a pillar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stand there and look at, remember that place? That stone wall is worn out because he used to put his cheek there and stand, as they are saying. Imagine how much of time he must have spent there that the stone wall has worn out. And they, very especially the Pandas, come and see. And you see the Mandir Jagannath. These temples, we do not realize it. We think, what are they? This is idol. These are all nuclear center. Those of you who read Autobiography of Yogi, have you got Autobiography of Yogi? No? You take one copy from Shadamam today. Okay. In which, in page 131 to 141, Paramahansa Yogananda is writing that he was going to meet a very famous yogi at that time. And on the way comes the Shiva temple of Tarakeshwar, is one of the 12 Jyotirlinga. He didn't go there because he said, I'm a yogi. God is within me. God is everywhere. So why do I have to go to a temple? And while going, if you read the story, he went into for a real suffering. He lost his way. It's about 60-70 kilometers from Calcutta. He had walked 60-70 kilometers. Holy Mother Sharada, Paramahansa Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, those days, everybody used to walk. And very rich guys will take a horse's chariot. And that too, only within the town moving around. Very rare chariot taking you, very rich guys, kings and emperors will travel in the chariot. Shivaji Maharaj's mother used to travel in chariot to go and meet Shivaji. He was with Dadaji Kondwe training Arjun Maharaj. So, just see, he walked all the way and now trying to go to meet this very famous yogi, he loses. He is totally lost. And naturally, he was not carrying any food or anything. Talking about Lahiri Maharaj's autobiography, Paramahansa Yogananda visiting. We went there. We went to that yogi's place. So he spends the night on the way. He found somebody was looking after chicken. He asked him, can I spend the night here? He said, okay. And he gave him nice rice and dal. Villages, hot rice and dal is the ideal food. Maximum, they will give you hot potato boiled or mix it with the dal rice itself. He said, I never had such good meal because he must have walked 60-70 kilometers more. And Paramahansa Yogananda, used to have very bad backache, lower back pain. Next morning, as the crows started going, because it was a chicken farm, he got out, started walking. That guy told him, you come in the wrong way. That was just the opposite way. He went back all the way again and met where the Guru wanted him to go and meet the yogi. He goes. On the way, the yogi was standing on the road. He said, first thing he asked him, why didn't you go to Shiva temple? Imagine. The yogi Guru knew he has not been to the Shiva temple. He said, but we are yogis. God is everywhere. God is in me. God is everywhere. So why do you have to go to a temple? He said, those are nuclear centers. And you insulted, that is why you suffered so much. And on the way, I didn't tell you the rest. Thunderstorm started. He got totally drenched. He had to hide inside the forest, still getting wet. So, keeping the knife sharp, it means that always staying connected with who? With God, with Babaji, with Divine Mother, with Lord Shiva, with Jesus, with Allah? No. It's to stay connected with you. And the moment you're connected with you, with yourself, you will see you are not disconnected from God, Shiva, in any temple, any church. You are now open-minded. You realize. And strangely, something happened. These famous persons, like let's say Paramahansa Ramakrishna, imagine end of his life, his suffering, he died out of cancer. And 3 days before, he was to die, Hari Maharaj comes and says, and he was staying in the bungalow of Kashipur, one of the devotees' bungalow. He said, why don't you stay here? Nice, huge garden. We went there, saw the beautiful garden. He goes and asks Paramahansa Ramakrishna, Thakur, how are you feeling today? He said, my throat is paining. I can't swallow anything. one of the worst cancer is the throat cancer. Can't eat anything. Can't eat anything. And it is said he took on the crimes of some people like Girish Ghosh and another gentleman. They led a very bad life, and Paramahansa Ramakrishna made Girish Ghosh, who had anything that you can think of, he used to do it. Just think of it. And he was then, this film actor. He is the one who started in Bengal those days. Actors, actresses. So he was leading a very loose life. And Paramahansa Ramakrishna made him an enlightened master. He told Swami Vivekananda for giving sannyas 2 days before he was to leave his body. He said, get 12. One person came and said, I'm going to, there is a place where the Ganga joins the ocean. The people go down there in pilgrimage. It's supposed to be a very pious place. You go down and do tapasya, sadhana, you do those earlier days, they used to do Balidan there. Later on, they stopped Balidan, meaning cut goat and all that. They cut a cucumber or cut a pumpkin or something like that. He said, I'm going to go. This devotee comes and tells Paramahansa Ramakrishna, I'm going to go down and distribute vastras to people for my pious action. He said, why do you want to go there? You give it to these devotees. He had that time 12 devotees. 11 to be precise. But he said, get 12 vastras. So he got 12 vastras. So when nobody asked, Paramahansa Ramakrishna distributed 11. So Swami Vivekananda asked him, whose is the 12th vastra for? It is only for a monk. So Paramahansa Ramakrishna gave it to Girish Ghosh. Imagine, he's a grihi and he's done the worst of the thing. And it is said that he had renounced everything and became one of the most pious monks. So this is how you convert people. Great masters transform the life itself. So but what we are trying to talk about today is that we need to stay connected and keep our knife sharpened. Let's get on with So topic today is, I can't experience God relieving me from my suffering. I can't experience that God is taking away my suffering. We talked about the other day, and we wrote that little book. I don't know if you all had time to go through a little bit. It's not something to be read overnight or like a storybook or something. It's supposed to be keep on reading it again and again. You'll be surprised. I was the instrument to collect all this data from the Upanishads and Vedanta. I keep reading it. It's amazing that we have not written. I'm just an Amazon.com delivery guy. Delivery. So if you read it, yeah.
So your name is not written on the book.
Speak loudly, please.
Your name on the book, it's not written by Robbin. Like the author name is not.
By.
Yeah.
Why not written?
I tried searching.
Many people ask me this question. Good question. By the way, you all must ask questions. Why? I will cover it today. Unless you ask question, what happens? You have doubts in your mind. And many people ask me question after the session is over on telephone. Good thing you asked a question. Asking question, what happened? Not only you learn, other people also learn. They also have questions in their mind. By the way, why not written the name? See, as per our ancient, thousands of years old, nothing is done or happened by you or by me, meaning by us. We are not the doer. Doer is the Divine Mother. Doer is Lord Krishna. Doer is Lord Shiva. Doer is, if you're Advaitavadi like what we are believer of both. We are not isolating. I'm Advaitavadi, I don't want to go to a temple. So we say everything is, God is everywhere. To worship. So it says, we are not the doer. We are the instrument of doer. Like we are the Amazon.com delivery guy. We are not giving the gift. Gift is coming from Amazon.com. We are the giver. So think, this universe is created as per theistic language. That is the God who created everything in this universe created by God. Think, seriously. Do you find any place in the sky or on the ground or on the mountain written created by God? There is no doubt He has created it in theistic language. In the Advaitavadi language, it's very difficult to, and that's what we're going to talk about it today. Difficult to understand. How can it be that God is you? So this is what we touched upon last Sunday. That see, the moment you and I are born, the universe is born with us. Your universe wasn't there before you were born. And the day you and I die, our universe is going to be dead. Our universe. Universe for others are there. Universe for others will continue to be there. But it is for their universe. You will say, what do you mean? Universe is different for different people? If you look carefully, it is so. Some people's universe is happy, joyful, lots of money, no problem. Not only Kate Shepherd, who committed suicide. There was another chef, Jeff something. He's a great chef, world's top chef. He also committed suicide. Perfect family, no shortage of money. So what at that time, Times in New York came up, they did a lot of investigation. What is it? They didn't know how to deal with their mind. And if you look carefully, what is suffering? Your body is suffering, your mind is suffering. Who's telling, I'm in pain? Paramahansa Ramakrishna was saying what? My throat is paining. I can't eat anything. And Hari Maharaj, Turya Maharaj looks at him and smiles. He said, Thakur, but you seem to be having great fun. You're in bliss. Very bad thing to say, cruel thing to say for a guy who's going to die in 2-3 days' time. And Paramahansa Ramakrishna, instead of getting angry, our mother, grandmother, if this is what happened. By the way, my mother also had throat cancer. She was suffering terribly. So what I'm talking about today, these are all, things of life. But you hear it and you say, must be kahani. No, they're all truth. Paramahansa Ramakrishna is smiling and saying, rascal has caught me. Sala ne pakad liya. In Bengali he said, Shala dhore peleche. Meaning, his throat paining, dying of cancer, his arm was broken. He is not worried. Paramahansa Yogananda wanted to create incinerator. While doing it, he was also very young. He was very good wrestler. He was helping. You remember that stone he was trying to pick it up? It fell. Big stone. He was very strong. Tried to pick it up and it fell and broke his leg. Must have had bad injury. He said what? Mother, why are you trying this on me? He created a temple, Paramahansa Yogananda created a temple right on the edge of incinerator and beautiful blue-green ocean for thousands of miles in front. Wonderful scene. And that temple from there, wonderful white marble temple, isolated for meditation. It fell down. It fell down on its own with the landslide from there to the ocean. He's saying, Paramahansa Yogananda, I asked, God, Mother, why this for me? The God and Mother says, in his meditation, he's quoting it. He said, I am creating and recreating every day 1,000, and you are worrying about only one? Imagine the dialogue which is going on. My mother had throat cancer, terribly suffering. I was far away in the Air Force. I was not allowed to go. If I had put in solid complaints and all, they would have allowed me, but I would have lost my number in the Air Force. You're supposed to be doing good, sacrifice for country. But I got a message in my meditation. I was that time in the beginning path of the journey. I got a message. I told her, you take, she is living right in front of the river Ganga. Take every day a little bit of Ganga Pani and one carrot, small carrot, just chew it and eat it. She said, for what? I said, your throat cancer, I'm getting the message, will be cured. She said, listen, you try all your stunt with somebody else, not me. I can't eat, and you want me to eat? Terrible problem she was passing through. Think. She didn't do it. I told her, listen, I can understand. Why don't you ask Guru Ma, Holy Sharada Mother's disciple, direct disciple. She was the Guru Ma of the Sharada Math in Calcutta. And she used to come to our home, a very kind mother. To some devotees, they go and visit home. We have many, and Sharada Ma cooks for them here. So I say, when she comes, you ask her. If she says, okay, then do it. No, then you will do it. So she asked. And the mother said, since your son is saying, what's the harm in doing it? Do it. Take Paramahansa Ramakrishna, Holy Mother's name and do it. Along with that, why don't you do one thing? You go down to where Paramahansa Ramakrishna was born, and he used to take bath in a pond. That pond is very holy. You go down there and take a bath in that pond. She went to take a bath. My two brothers, second brother and elder brother, escorted her in the car. Now, once they went there, the guy who was in charge said, many people come, but you have to remove all your clothes. The mother in a public open pond, how can she do that? So my two brothers said, don't worry, we will cover you all around with sari. You take your bath. She did. She came back after about few days. We shifted our house to opposite Chittaranjan, Calcutta Cancer Hospital, just opposite that, so that doctor can come and check her out. The doctor came to check, and he said, I have to take some specimen, and it's very painful. She said, I don't want to do all that, and she was already told not more than 2-3 months to live. She didn't want to do that. She had given up. He said, I have to do it, mother. So brothers were not there. She said, no, I'm not going to. So then he called up the brothers came, and then they all insisted in saying, he said, I have noticed something, I have to do that. He did that. And it takes some, 3-4 days for the test result to come. You'll be shocked. 7 days time, she was cured. Did you know? She was totally cured of the cancer of the throat. And she had started taking that carrot Ganga Pani and took a dip. We do not know what. I got a message in my meditation. I believe in my message in meditation. And the Holy Mother's disciple believed in. Mother must have believed in one or both. You and I have the power to cure ourselves if you don't believe in anything. This is what we are trying to get. I can't experience God relieving me from my suffering. Why is it? So, there is a very famous writer, George Orwell. Suffering is something, Buddha says that the fact that you're born as a human being, suffering will be there. The George Orwell, a very famous writer, and he is also a philosopher. He's saying, if you do not have any suffering, either you're a baby or you're a fool. Like idiot, don't understand. He said, everybody has suffering. What did Buddha say? Anityam, anityam, anityam. Everything is not permanent. Did you get your answer about writing the name? Yeah? You will never find we writing anything. Who are we? We are nobody. But don't worry, whenever you open that book, you will remember who is given. Idea of writing is that, no? Buddha said, Shunyam, Shunyam, Shunyam. Everything is zero. And he goes on to say, everything is suffering, suffering, suffering. He goes on to say, hey, wait. Yes, everything is suffering, but I'll tell you a way to the fourth noble truth. An 8th path. He gives it. If you follow this, you will not have to suffer. There is an American lady writer. I forget the name. She writes something very nice. She says, the American study shows that every 1 out of 4 person in America is suffering from mental suffering. Every 1 out of 4. And she goes and writes something very nice. She says, if your 3 good friends are perfectly okay, then no, you are the one who's suffering. Very nicely she puts it. So, we kind of look at ourselves as seeing ourselves in the mirror. Let's say you look yourself in the mirror. Just think, imagine, this is imagine, okay? Imagine you have forgotten your own face. And you see the mirror and it is that face which is supposed to be my face, and you say, that is me. That reflection in the mirror is me. What's the meaning? This is what has happened actually to you and me. You and I have forgotten who we are. And we think I am this body and the mind and the name. This is who I am. Why is Paramahansa Ramakrishna said, "This sala ne pakad liya"? Meaning, apparently his body is suffering, his mind is suffering. But who's suffering? The body and the mind is suffering, no doubt. But you are not suffering. So what do you do now? What about that body suffering, leg is broken, hand is broken? What about that? You'd be surprised. 2 things happen. And as we take along, you will understand how the great masters for thousands of years is telling us how it is. You realize that body, that mind is not you. 1, that's stage 1. It is not you. Yes, body is suffering. So you will say, today, what do you say? The moment you say I, as per Vedanta, I has 3 meanings. Number 1 meaning, the moment you say I, who? This is me. No? Number 2, the great masters say, which I brought this chart to say, this is supposed to be the body of mine and my faith. The world, I'm gobbling the world with my 5 senses. Did you ever hear this? This is, I came to hear it from the Vedanta. You are gobbling the world with your 5 senses. Anything, touch, taste, smell, see, go gaga, with what? With your 5 senses. You're walloping the world inside and bombarding your senses through the senses to the brain and to the brain to the mind. But that mind can't do anything if you're unconscious, if you're in coma, if you've been injected for operation. You can't do anything. Your mind is inoperative. Why? Because the consciousness is not connected. So the I meaning, great masters say 2 types. 1, 3. First one is, we say, this is me. That is what? This body, this mind is my mind. These words are my mind. This body is mine. Second and the third, the great masters say, this is called reflective consciousness. This is the consciousness powering the mind. This is like the moon get the light from the sun. This is that moon, mind is the moon, sun is powering. Yeah.
So should we work on the conscious?
Loudly.
Like when we meditate.
Loudly.
Like when we meditate, shall we work on a consciousness or our mind? Like where do I focus?
Yeah, are you asking whether the reflective consciousness is from the consciousness or from the mind? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. It is from the consciousness. It is like the moon doesn't have its own light. The mind doesn't have its own light. Mind is zero. Yours and my mind is zero. It has no power. But when it gets the consciousness, understand, if I am unconscious lying here, can I understand, read, hear, touch, eat, anything? My mind is there. Body is also there. But consciousness is dealing. And when you and I die, consciousness leaves the body, is separated from consciousness. It doesn't go away. The consciousness does not go away. Body goes away, is buried or burned. The mind, along with ego, memory, that is mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, 4 items. It's called sukshma sharira. That becomes a little bubble-like balloon and goes and seeks the next birth as per Vedanta. That's how we are reborn again and again. But it has no power. Now, this light, understanding it, easy word, this light, you all can see the light. You can see this clock. How? Because the light is falling on it. And that light reflection comes to your optical lens, in turn send the image to the brain, and the brain says that is the clock. From the memory it recollects, it's a Seiko watch. That's how we are seeing. But if the consciousness is not there, sun is not there, will the moon have light? No. So it is not from the mind. Mind and brain and the body and all these things are called object. And this is called subject. I am subject. So the great masters who have realized who they are this consciousness called witness consciousness. This is called witness consciousness. This witness is the world. What do you witness? Anything that you witness is an object, including your mind, including your anger, jealousy, hatred, love, greed, good work, noble work. All those are objects. Why? Because you are experiencing it with your mind, isn't it? And this reflective consciousness is like the moonlight. Moonlight, if you look carefully, is the sunlight. But you and I don't realize it when we look at the moon. We never say this is sun's light. We say beautiful moonlight. Same way, we think mind is powered by itself. It is not. It is. So this reflective consciousness by the great masters. How do we understand this? A very simple example. Supposing you ask a great master, Lahiri Bahasai, Paramahansa Yogananda, Ramakrishna, Ramana Maharshi, who are you exactly? If you ask them. If you ask me, and if I'm a monkey like what I am supposed to be, I will say I'm Robbin Ghosh. If you ask them, who are you really? They will say, I'm Sat Chit Ananda. I am Sat, the existence, Chit, the consciousness, and I am joy. Sat Chidananda. Then you ask Paramahansa Ramakrishna, how? You are living in that Mandir temple in a room, isn't it? Aren't you living there? He said, yes. How can Satchidananda consciousness live in a house? You see, you are the temple priest, isn't it? Kali Mandir priest. He said, yes. How can Satchidananda be the temple priest? You're the consciousness. So see, what is the meaning here? Satchidananda is the consciousness, but the reflective consciousness is working through the mind and the body. As the temple priest, as living in that house, you and I are working with our mind, body, consciousness. This is who we are. In the role as a student, as a professional, as a business person, as a devotee, as a fellow traveler for a spiritual journey, we are doing that continuously. But what has happened is we have got disconnected. Why? We think I am this mind and the body. If my finger gets cut, I say, ouch. Paramahansa Ramakrishna says one thing beautiful, very simple language. This is why I often recommend all of you read a little bit. Beautiful. Through a simple story. See, he says how the great masters recognize. He said, if you put sand and sugar, ant can come and separate it. You and I can't. It's too difficult. Somebody may get a wise scientist, put it in the water, sand will get filtered, sugar will get, but then dirty sugar to purify it, you have to do a lot of stuff. And he says, a Rajhans, supposed to be swan, can separate milk and water. If you mix it and give it to the Rajhans, he will drink only the milk. He'll leave the water, as the statement goes. And he says in Bengali, it goes in Bengali very well. I'll tell you in Bengali and then I'll tell you in English. He says, Gol male mal ache, goltake shoriye malta niye nebe. Meaning, in the chaos in our life, in the suffering in our life, there is essential. So leave the suffering and that confusion and take the essence. 3 statements he gives about how do we do this. What do we do? You and I do. What do we do? I was reflecting on it, on a simple story, Panchatantra story you and I had read. You remember? Very happy jungle. Everybody lives very happily. Everybody has fun, butterflies, rabbits, and deers and elephants and bears. Everybody having great fun. Nobody kills anyone. They're living very happily. And it was soon to end. Comes in a roaring lion. He comes and stands and he says, listen, you all must have read this story. From today onwards, I am the king of the jungle. Your duty, every day morning, I feel very hungry. You will present yourself 1 animal per day. I'm going to eat him. Nobody wants to go to him. He said, if you don't, I will come and kill. If you want less suffering, 1 person per day come and give yourself to me. Nobody wants to go. Everybody is looking at who is going to go. The rabbit, smart rabbit. He says, I'll go. So they all give him a farewell. Everybody. He was very friendly and smart rabbit. He goes to the lion. Lion comes out in the morning. He was waiting outside. He was surprised. He says, my feed animal is already ready. He says, okay, I'm going to eat you now. He said, wait, sir. Before you eat, I have another appointment with another lion. He's also there in the jungle. And he's told me, you have to feed me. So now what do? I don't know what to do. 2 king. You are 1 lion king. That's also 1 lion king. He said, no, I have to. Just see this metaphor. It came to me. So the rabbit tells the lion. Lion said, what? Another lion? How dare does he? Don't worry, I'll take care of him. Where is he? He said, sir, he's a little far away from here. He also told me I want to see the other lion. I have to go to him. I'll go to him. You come with me. He takes the lion and takes him into a well. Pond well. You all have read the story. He shows the lion. See, he lives there in that cave. And the lion looks out and he sees his own image. And he growls. And that lion also, he goes back more because lion, in a well, it rebounds and resonates and comes out louder. He tells the rabbit, just watch how I kill him. And he jumps. Now understand this story from my angle. I was reflecting, meditating on it. Just think. Which is this lion? Is the evil mind inside of you and your desires of the body. And it wants to do those things, creating pain to other people. When it sees itself and tries to kill itself, what happens? You are gone. You and I are now giving in to that mind and the body. Everybody is telling you, hey, there is a beautiful world waiting for you. But you say, what world? Can't you see I have no money? My husband, wife is fighting. My neighbor is quarreling. I'm going to leave this place. I'm going to leave this country. I'll go to another place, running away. But the truth is within you and me. There we are not going. We are going out there for what? That perfect relationship, that perfect money, that perfect job, the perfect 56 out of 56 is out there. It is not out there. It is in here. If you get connected to this, then that 45 out of 45, 56, nobody has ever done it. Very few. How Shardamam's team is doing it? Getting them connected to who you are. And your purpose of doing this is what? How do we do it? Okay, enough of Jnanam. Listen, it is not a lawyer's language for the court to prove it to the judge who is guilty. It is for you to understand it, realize it. How do we do that? Sadhana Chatushti. What is it? There are 4 very simple things, but you have to become conscious and follow them. What are they? The first is Viveka. Vivekananda's name came from that Viveka, meaning I know what is right, I know what is wrong, I will not do the wrong thing. Which is that? Everything which is wrong. Start with telling truth. I shall not even think, dream, forget about talking lies. And if the thought comes to my mind, I'll snip it off and replace it. There's a beautiful statement called The Universe Calls You. Book is lying on my bed. Sure? Thank you, Mom. And what is the universe saying? 2 messages. Very simple. Number 1, like have you seen Holy Mother, Divine Mother? Have you seen both the hands are saying this? What does this mean? Ask me what you want. I'll give it to you. You must have heard this story. Akbar was praying in the morning. Tapliyal sir has heard it. Most of you must have heard it. And one peer living near the jungle, Delhi was that time filled with jungle all around, and comes in and come. Exam is over? Very good. Yeah. See, this is the book I was talking about, Notes of the Universe. What is the message? Notes from the Universe. You all have heard about the book called Secret, the book called Magic, Rhonda is writing to him, thank you for guiding me. I could manage to write secret because of this. In this book itself is writing. What is it? The universe is telling you, like Divine Mother's two hands, ask me what you want. Good news is, universe is waiting. Ask. What is the bad news? Bad news is, instead of thinking and asking for good thing, we are saying, can it happen? I have so many desires, so many wishes. Which one? Remember the other day we were talking? Everybody's mind is working like that. That's the bad news. And then what else do we do? I'm going to Mumbai in the car with family, driving down. And I see a big signboard, tire burst caused injury to health. The moment I see it, I say, what? I hope it doesn't happen to me. Who's asked you? You go to see a cancer patient. You're doing a kind act, carried some stuff, took care, paid some nice attention, give them some happiness. And as you leave, you say to your husband or wife, so sad, no? And then you say to yourself, you will not tell your husband or wife, and you say, I hope it doesn't happen to me. Who's asking you to think? And this is the bad news. You are all the time using your mind and your intellect and your memory, creating bad wishes for yourself. You watch what you think and you watch what you talk. The other day, Vijay sir and Taplya sir, we were doing the session here. It was 25th of April. 25th of May. 25th of May, I think. 25th of May, no? 25th of May. India playing Indonesia Thomas Cup Badminton World Cup tournament. Now, the story I've covered it in the earlier, you all were missing, so I'll repeat it in very brief. What had happened is, India has never played beyond challenge round. Never. 83 years Thomas Cup has started. Right? So that's about somewhere 1942 or something like that. Never went beyond challenge round, that is before quarterfinal. This time when it went to quarterfinal, two of my brothers, Deepu Ghosh, Robbin Ghosh, they're both Thomas Cup players. Both have played 2 times. And both the time they lost a challenge round. Third brother, I was busy in the hospital with some of my very dear patient, friend, the best friend, no? And brother rang me up. Now we all have played very serious badminton. Both of them are Arjuna Award winner, gold medalist, Olympic. She said, listen, India is going, pray, pray, pray. You pray, if you pray, it will happen. I said, why don't you pray? If you pray, it will happen. No, our prayers don't work. I said, who said that? Don't think like that. You pray. Malaysia, India playing quarterfinal. You don't know. You know that Malaysia #1, he's been world champion. And last year he lost, year before he lost, but before that he's been world champion. And you know, on the other match, he defeated the world champion. He's a terrific player. No chance of India winning. I said, you want India to win or lose? He said, no. Listen, I want, of course, India to win. I said, then why are you talking about what they can do? I said, listen, you pray to Divine Mother. Mother is waiting to say Tathastu. You know what he said? He said, listen, Malaysians also have Divine Mother, no? They are also praying to them. So what about their mother? I said, listen, do you want your players to win or do you want them to lose? He said, no, I want them to. I said, why are you talking like this then? You think and pray it's going to happen. You can say, I don't know how. You can say that. But mother is going to give it. Think, if a baby cries, mother will not give. iPhone 13 maybe no. Mother will give the milk to the baby because sometimes mother knows what is correct, what is not correct. Think. India won against Malaysia. Lakshat Sen playing the first singles, lost. Next, went to Denmark. He was saying, what? If he goes to semi-final, at least India will get one bronze. I said, what are you talking about a bronze? India is going to get gold medal. He said, ha, ha, ha. He didn't believe. Now, playing against Denmark. He said, listen, do you know what Denmark is? I'm giving you statistics. We are talking again. I said, you want India to win, no? Stop thinking all this. Say India is going to win. He said, yes, India is going to win. But listen, we should know the facts. And fact is what? I'm weak in math. How can I get 56 out of 56? Are you with me? This is how we are thinking all the time. Who's asking you to come out with them? Sure, make strategies to fight against the strength of the enemy. Certainly. But it doesn't mean weaken yourself. What did the rabbit do with the lion? Rabbit was nothing. Kill the lion. How? You all have read the story. These are such fantastic stories, ancient India story. You know, India won against Denmark. And they were rejoicing. And next day was Sunday. Next day was Saturday. Friday they won. Saturday was off day. Sunday was the finals. We were having sessions here. 11:30 the match started. So we were talking. I said, just watch, India is going to win. Didn't make much very special. Of course he's going to win. It's like somebody says, you're a man, you're a girl. What's so great about it? I know. So what's so great about it? India is going to win. He was laughing. I said, listen, Lakshat Sen has lost first single against Malaysia, against Denmark. Lakshat Sen will win this time first single. He said, you don't know who's he playing against. Lakshat Sen is good, he's very good. I said, look, and you know Lakshat Sen, the first game, later on I watched in the YouTube. We couldn't watch because we were here meditating. Lakshat Sen, the first game, lost 21-9. He was falling down. Everything he was trying to catch it and he was falling down, rolling on the ground. Watch that match. And brothers and all saying, gone. First match is gone. I said, wait, there are 2 more games, no? He won second and third. He won the first match. They were saying now, first match we won. You know, second doubles, Indonesian doubles is too good. India won the doubles. You know, third game, 21-20, Indonesia leading. 6 times match point. 6 times India defeated that, made 21 all and went ahead and won. This is not miracle. Brother was saying, you know, even if we lose 1 match, 2 matches, we have got Pranay who is playing the 5th singles. He is very good. He'll win the 5th single. I said, I don't see Pranay even playing. We are winning India 3-0. He started laughing. And later on he was telling me, I was laughing with my wife. Honestly, he owned up. How can it be? This guy doesn't know anything about badminton. Obviously, I'm not in the field like them. But I have simple. India won 3-0. How did it happen? This is what I'm trying to talk about. Sadhana Chatushta. Stay connected to who? Success is not out there. It's in here. This spiritual gathering is to get connected to who you are. You're not great muscled or tall or fair or dark or Indian or American or Chinese. You are a divine being. Stay connected to that divinity within. And that divinity is not suffering. That is separate. Sadhana Chatushta, which we talked about, it's very simple. Viveka, Vivekananda. Name. Viveka meaning I know what is right, I know what is wrong, and I will not do the wrong thing. Start with telling truth every moment. I don't tell lies. I didn't know before when I was young as them. I didn't know. Nobody told me the power of truth. I realized it a little later. But last 50, 60 years, I don't tell lies. You know what happens today? Whatever I speak will happen. My brothers didn't know that. I prayed and I spoke about it. I am trying to say I'm not great. All of us are great. Only thing we have forgotten who we really are. Our intention is to get connected through this session. Once you get connected, you start changing your lifetime. Then tell it to others and spread it. India is shooting ahead to be the world's superpower. As per Bill Gates' prediction, go to YouTube, Google it. Shift is happening. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Shift is happening. Since 2013, Bill Gates is saying 2024 to 2028, India will shoot ahead America, China, and be the world superpower by 2028. I know it's going to happen. We're going to do it. You kids are going to do it. Our time is gone. Your time is coming, and that's what this school is about. Think, you all have been traveled around a lot. Where did you meet? Which school produces world number one? And this is the 6th time our school has done it. 310 Mbappe 5, 3 DP 2. How? If somebody tries to analyze it, they will not find it because there's no logic, there's no intelligence in this. It just so is if you get connected through Vedanta. So today, if you see, there is no shortage. The shortage is in your mind and which you speak. But let's face the world. Let's be practical. What if it happens? How can it happen? This is what my brother, he's a very good person, very spiritual. But his understanding of this wasn't there. Possibly now it is happening. If you start to get connected right from young age right now, what do you have to do? Most important, don't tell lies. Number 1, hold on to truth, the purity. Satyameva jayate. Truth will always win. I learned it later. I swear I feel jealous of you guys. I keep telling you, the parents, I'm really jealous of our kids. See why? I wish I had your education. I'll be a world topper today. We didn't. Now they are becoming. And you look at those kids, look at them. Are they working very hard? You know, Tanishka was having the interview, came to thank me with her parents. I had called the Times of India senior journalist education, wanted to interview her. So she came, she asked Tanishka, till today, I'm 16 years senior education consultant with Times of India. I've never met a world topper. We don't know of any world topper. How did you do it? You know, you all know you have to do a 4,000 word English essay. Are you aware? Mbappe 5. Have you ever heard, let's say, 1,000 word English essay or 100 words English essay? Perfect. 100 out of 100, 10 out of 10. Have you ever heard? English, 4,000 words English essay. So you got 56 out of 56, meaning perfect. 8. Personal project, perfect. Sports, perfect. Design technology, robotics, foreign language, oral conversations, everywhere. How? Not losing out 1 mark. She could have easily said, I worked very hard. My parents supported me. They're very loving, caring. My school teachers were very good. My school is very good. She could have said any one of these things. She didn't. You know what she said? She said, my secret is I don't tell lies. This is what is called studying with Vedanta education. Harshada, his daughter, following very sincerely Vedanta for a long time. She was preparing for her MBBS dental final exam. And she used to come and ask questions and doubts. Baba always silently supporting, and so is Mama Prachi. And I kept telling her, first time when I asked her, how much are you going to score? And she said some 75 or something. No? I said, okay. I said, why aren't you thinking about 100 out of 100? She smiled, very polite, not want to say anything to me, but it showed not possible. I think, come on, you work at it. You're a spiritual person. Work at it. Worst come, worst what? You won't get it. So what? You work for the top of the tree. You know what is the result? She stood first in the course. From where to where? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Who said I'm poor? You were saying it. I didn't say. You'll be surprised when I started this school. I'm telling you, following this, Viveka is doing right, avoiding wrong. And when the wrong thing comes and wags its tail, snip it off. And say, get lost. You have no place over here. Replace it with a good thought. Divers will call injury to help. You see that advertisement? He says, shut up. I'm protected by the Divine Mother, Babaji. Nothing can happen to my car, my family, my people. You come, sir, tomorrow, have a look at our cars. We got lots of cars. Not one scratch in one car. How come? Actually, apply it in real life. I'm not saying, I'm saying Vedanta is great. Sarva duksha nivritti. Paramananda Prapti. Vedanta, 1,000 years old, rishis have given it down. So there is one Himachal, I always, sir is from Himachal. At very young age in BHU, you all don't know. At that time, he never used to be very spiritual, but a nice person, good person. One sannyasi came in and walked into his room and came and gave him one Bhagavad Gita. You start reading it. He was quite surprised. He got up, he did pranam, and he gave it to him and he walked off. So he was quite dazed. He looked at it, Satyal sir. He looked at it and then he thought, I must go and say something. He went out, he had vanished. You know, that Bhagavad Gita became his life. He knows every word of the Bhagavad Gita by heart. He does often Bhagavad Gita session here. How things happen, we try to analyze it by logical. Why? Because we are driven by our five senses. We are galloping, walloping down the world with the five senses and bringing it. Things to see, things to touch, things to hear, things to do, things to eat, things to feel, things to buy. And we think that is happiness. And notice, so what does Viveka bring? Vairag. The first two. Sadhana Chatushta. First Viveka, second Vairag. What do? You work like the lotus flower in the pond. If you ever seen a lotus flower, see it in a pond. In the pond is very filled with dirty, earthy, black soil, loam soil. I didn't know it. Once we were going to Sai Baba, we were about 42 devotees like this. All were driving some 7-8 cars. Early morning, 4 o'clock. As we were going through that Nasik road, on the left-hand side, there are lots of lotus ponds. As I was driving, those days I didn't have drivers and all, in my Maruti car. I saw a lotus pond and I saw the second one, thought came, why don't you take some flower for Sai Baba? So next one we saw, I stopped. Came out. So some of the devotees said, sir, we will do it. I said, no. You all don't go wet your clothes. Let me do it. I'll do it. So, come. How's mother? Good? Progressively, you send the energy. Just watch. You know, Dada Vaswani, means, says, impossible. He said, how do you spell impossible? I am possible. He said, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. My third brother was saying, Indonesia, yeah. Not possible. And not just possible, it became shattering. Today, suddenly India is number one in the world market. And everywhere else. So I went in to pick up the lotus flower. I picked up some bunch, I handed over. They were all respectfully waiting there. I didn't know. I went down. Then the water came up to here. I'm putting up some. Oh, stop there. I found solid ground. And I went, I picked up some flower. And when I came out, I was wearing this white cloth. I was shocked to see whole thing was jet black. I realized the black loam soil. But look at the lotus flower. Is the lotus flower wet by water or dirtied by that loam soil? It's untouched. Even the lotus leaf, you put water in it, it doesn't stay. It doesn't stick. So be like the lotus in this sansara. Play the role in which you have been placed. Don't run up to Himalaya. Then you go to Himalaya and think about your husband and wife and children. We used to have this joke among the fighter pilots. While in the fighter flying, you're supposed to talk, serious fighter flying. There you would talk about your girlfriends instead of talking fighter flying. And when you come to bar, where you're supposed to be meeting the girlfriend and meeting the wives of the other officers, there you start talking about fighter flying. This is a parody joke. Live with what you're supposed to stand for. Viveka, Vairag. And then the third one is called Sadhana Chatushti. The third one has got 6 points. We are going ahead and giving you those points. The slide, if you can see it. Shama is controlling of your mind. Dhamma, controlling of your senses. Uparati, focus attention. Titiksha, never giving up. Fortitude, spiritual fortitude. I'm not going to give up. They will be downtrodden. There was a marriage in our family. I had just started the school. 6 months. 15 teachers, principal, vice principal, me. 18 of us. Not one student. Koregaon Park, 60 Koregaon Park. Huge bungalow. Those days, 87,000 rupees was the rent per month. And no student. I used to do everyday teachers training. Teachers were saying, sir, when are we going to get children? I said, don't worry, they'll come. You're not advertising? I said, our school will not advertise. Just watch. They will come. When you're ready. When will be ready? I said, end of training. So we used to do training, lunch, everything together. Continued. After 6 months, 2 cadets came, 2 boys came. Brother and sister. I remember, Italian boy. Louis and what was her name? I forgot. There was a marriage at home in Delhi. Younger brother's house. Said, you have to come. I said, I can't come. If I go away, who's going to manage this? At least come for 2 days. I said, okay, I'll come for 1 day. Can't say, social obligation. I went out. And when I started the school, we have 5 brothers and a sister. Everybody told us, you're a fool. I said, why? Now, I was supposed to be doing a very good work, very good job, good pay, in US, lots of money. I got a message, start the school. They said, you're a fool. Why are you giving up everything? Why are you putting all your egg in one basket? I remember those words. So when I went to Delhi, my younger brother came to pick me up and he was driving. He said, brother, we are worried about you. What are you going to do? How many students do you have? I said, 2. I said, what are you going to do? How are you going to manage? I said, don't worry, just watch. While dropping me, he was only dropping. He said, brother, really, why don't you exercise your plan B? What's your plan B? I said, what is plan B? Now, he said, you know what is plan B? I said, yeah, but what do you mean? No, what's your alternate plan if it fails? I said, why would it fail? Why would it fail? Do you get into the aircraft to fly and say, what if it blows up? This is our last ride. Do you say that? When you go to get married, do you say, what if I get divorced? Do you go to give birth and plan a baby thinking, what if I don't? These are all weaknesses of mind. So what you have to do, that titiksha, fortitude. So shama, dhamma, upurati, titiksha, shraddha, respect. You go to, let's say, UCST, university, going to do maths honors. Teacher, professor walks in with books. Do you say, I don't believe in it? Do you say these books are wrong? You have faith that what he's going to tell, what is there written down in the book, it will work. I'm not understanding it now. I have to work with it. So what do you say now? All right, these are very great theoretical knowledge. Vedanta, Aham Brahmasmi, be very good. But where? I am this body. I'm a boy, I'm a girl. I'm a man, I'm a woman. I have this trouble. You don't realize what all my troubles are. The point is that we are forgetting to recognize, have respect, faith. See, you parked your car outside. When you go, you have faith the car will be there, no? When you go back to your home and press light switch, you know light will be there. You have faith, you've worked with faith. Though, in the theistic religion and Advaita religion, in theistic religion, we say, God says, if you work well with purity and truth, then you will meet me. This is what the priests tell us. Heaven is a place. Where is it? Up there. When will I see him? When you die. This theistic religion says. So you can't come back and catch the priest after you die if you haven't met God. Advaita Vedanta say, hey, realize it right now. Right now, this moment. You can see God. You can perceive. You can witness it. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma. How can I be with this body, mind, with so much of pain? I get backache, I get headache. How can I be God? That's your body and the mind. And once the beauty is when you realize that supreme truth, you suddenly see Buddha. Imagine, he wasn't having a tough time. He was a prince. He had everything. He had Rahul, 1-year-old boy. What did he do? He found suffering, 4 problems. He asked everybody, nobody could give answer. I'm going to find. And he said, Anityam, 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 Shunyam, 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 Duksham, Duksham, Duksham. And after that he said, hey, there is a way. And the 4th noble truth is, you can go beyond the suffering and there will be no shortage. The moment you do that, what is this book is saying? He's a Western writer. He's saying, universe is waiting to say, go ahead, ask. And believe in it when you ask. I have no doubt Indonesia is going to win. Mine was saying, what if it doesn't? Then your face is going to be lost. That is it? Okay. What if I don't get 56? So what if you don't get 56? Why do you want to think about it? You think and you walk. When you go to Mumbai, you're going in expressway. Do you keep saying, what if I don't reach? What if I don't reach? What if I don't reach? Do you say that? See, what do you mean don't reach? Of course I'm going to reach. Where is that surety goes in? So you have stopped working, and now when you do this, you get connected to that that chart which I was showing for those who were not there. Mind, brain, body. This is who we are. We say, who's Robbin Ghosh? Who's that? Me. If I'm sitting down and you're passing, you kick my foot, I say, why are you kicking me? Who's me? This body. But just say, this is consciousness. If I'm unconscious, if I'm in coma, can I witness the world? Remember one thing, the day you were born, your universe, your world was born. Think, funny thought, your mother and father were born to you. No? Before you were born, were they your mother and father? As you're born and as you're growing up, mommy came into the picture. I like her when she smiles. No? This universe, this mountain, this building, this car, all were born to me when I was born. Look at it another way. The universe is also born to you when you are born. This is Vedanta's telling you. In other words, you and the universe born at the same moment, same time. What does that mean? Universe and you are not separate. You are one. Your body is separate, universe, mountain and dolphin and dogs are separate. But the universal consciousness is one. Now, when you do this sadhana chatushti, when you get connected, something else happens. When you are connected, you suddenly find whatever I say comes true. So, read this book. Living with the Masters of Himalaya, Sri Ram. You know, his father and mother, 72, 78 years old, Bengali, poor village people, and Bengali Baba, traveling from Himalaya. He used to go around India once in a year and go back to Himalaya again. So while passing through Bengal, he called Bengali Baba because he was Bengali, and yet he used to travel around. Very powerful saint. So he passed through that home. He said, can I stay the night? And they took care of him. Very poor. They had one cow, little bit of plot, little bit of grain, but they gave whatever they had. Bengali Baba was very pleased. So before going, he said, Chal, maang le, kya chahiye? The lady said, Baba, I want a son. He said, nahi hoga. What can she say? Baba, please, nahi hoga na? And she still gave breakfast and milk and little cup of milk. One cow, you know, those poor Bengali cows, but the very little milk. The Baba was pleased. Just before going, he said, ho jayega. One condition, 72 or 78. One condition. That boy will die after 6 years unless you give him to me. Read it. Sri Ram is himself writing. By the way, he went on to become Harvard graduate, postgraduate. He built up huge Himalayan cultural university for medicines and something. It's in US, it's in Rishikesh. Rollicking property. Sri Ram had done it. So mother and father said, yes, yes, I just want a baby now. And when the baby reached 6 years, a few months before that, Baba came. He said, give me your baby now. Naturally, mother started howling, how can I do that? Baba, you can't be so, nishthur, kathor, all that stuff. And Baba said, "Theek hai, I'll go, he'll die." And actually, poor mother, she didn't want to die. She said, okay, take it. And exactly on the 6th year, he fell down from the Himalayan mountain peak, and he was falling, and a branch. Read it. It's so beautiful stories to suddenly take you into another world of reality. You said, this is real world. Why? Because this is me, this is my body, this is my age, this is my color. This is real. Yeah. the branch pierced him through the stomach and impaled him like a stuck chicken, and he was hanging and screaming, "Baba, save me." And suddenly Baba was standing in front of him in the air and said, "Don't worry, stop shrieking like a pig, somebody will come." And his devotees came, took him out. He lived to be 82 years of age until he left his own body. He became so powerful that once he was giving a talk in San Francisco, and he went to California to give a talk, flew down there, and he had his right arm, one devotee who was an American, and he used to give a talk on Shure, that speaker, wireless speaker. Those days, very expensive. Even today, Shure wireless is very expensive. Shadha Ma'am has got all Shure. So, after going to California, this boy was setting up everything and checking up, and Sri Ram came to just see. He said, "Sir, one big mistake." He said, "What happened?" "Sir, I left the microphone in our hotel room." He said, "Where did you leave it?" He said, "I think in front of the TV. I kept it there." So Sri Ram said like this. With his hand from the back, he brought it out. This one. He became that powerful. Read all this. These are written by Sri Ram himself. They're not fraud. They're not stories. And like that, there are so many stories. The same younger brother today who was telling me, "We are so worried about you." We had tough time, but I never thought. I kept working and having great fun while working. No student, 6 months. Right next to me was Kangaroo Kid and opposite were Primrose. They said, "You're a fool to start your school in front of both of them." 3 blocks from me was Kangaroo Kid, right opposite was Primrose. Face to face. If you go to Bungalow 60 in Koregaon Park, 3rd lane, you will find opposite, that was Primrose. Later on, they shifted. I said, "Don't worry, our school is not like theirs." And eventually what used to happen, our teachers, children, they were having great fun. Our huge lawn was right in front. And there was a huge swing and few children playing, jumping, laughing. Those parents from there started dropping out and coming to us. In about 2.5 years' time, I had no place. We had to shift to Sopenbag. Sopenbag in about 2004, 2007, 3 years. I had to say no to 105 children. No place. Eventually, our parents only came and said, "Sir, why don't you start?" I said, "I don't have money." He said, "Sir, let's start." I started. I got a message. "You just start. Don't worry about the money." See, from somewhere the money came. I didn't borrow it from anyone. Bank gave it. So, the essence of this message is God's grace, divine grace, your grace, not just God. God is up there. I am so small. I'm inferior. God is powerful. I'm tiny. I have so many problems. I don't understand this. I do understand that. I don't remember that. I do remember that. Those are all your mind and memory and intellect problem and ego problem. Mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. 4 things. That's not you. You are this consciousness. That sun, the light of the light. Align yourself with that. Operate with the body and the mind, just like you have a car. You use the car. Why don't you think this body is also like that? Do you say this car is me? This mobile is me? But we say this body is me. This is me. Are you with me? This body and the mind is also called object. What is an object? Anything that you experience. Do you experience your anger, jealousy, greed, love, hatred, great act of benevolence? You do. They're all actions. Now, Titiksha, that fortitude, spiritual fortitude. I know the truth. I may not understand it, just like the maths, just like the astrophysics. I know if I continue to study, I'm not dumb. I will do it. First time when I saw a fighter plane, before that, I'd flown. I'd got quite a bit as a cadet. You know, you have stages by taking. I chose to fly fighter plane. 420 students chosen all over India. Only 15 or 16 of us were selected for fighter flying. And when I first saw that cockpit, it's like if you go to a Boeing cockpit and see thousands of switches. I was so dazed. I said, I'm going to fly that? I came out and I was a senior most cadet, sergeant cadet. I'm leading the cadets. I became the senior cadet. They were all saying, Robin, what happened? I said, I think I can fly this plane. He said, shut up. You're the sergeant cadet. He said, whatever, but just look at this. How am I going to fly? I don't understand any one of the switches. And just see, I went on to become a Cat A instructor. The only one Cat A in the United States and Cat A in India. Only one till today. I'm Cat A in both FA as well as in India. And I have become test pilot of those fighters. I also thought that time if I kept on saying, yeah, you pick up your shirt and pull yourself up. Say, shut up. And just watch how the life will change. That is called spiritual fortitude. Now, there's a beautiful stotra, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Another 5-10 minutes and then we start the exercise and meditation. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in the last state, they come out with a beautiful stotra. It's in Sanskrit, I'll tell you the meaning. It goes on to say, Atmanam che vijanayat. Ayam asmi ti purushaha. Kimichan kashakamaya shariram anusandhari. What does it mean? It says, Atmanecham vijanat. When I realize who I am, when I do realize it, who am I? He says, I am Ashmiti Purushaha. I am the Supreme Consciousness. Okay, my Guru, my teacher is saying so, book is saying so, Vedanta is saying so. I have understood intellectually, must be true. Upanishad is saying, no? Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta is saying, must be true. Schopenhauer in Germany is saying so. Byron, Lord Byron is writing about it, must be saying so. Must be saying so. Okay, I believe it is written. But me? How can that be? This body, this mind. I'm understanding here it is true. But this part, how is it? It only happens to few people. Not me. So what is it? I'm born to suffer. No, you're born to win. And this is what exactly you have to ask. And goes on to say, Kimichan kashakamaya. Then desiring what? Seeking what? Pleasuring what? Shariram anusanjari. Am I going to suffer with this body and the mind? For what? So what does it mean? See, the beauty is here. We all have desires, we all have wishes, we all have goals. Go ahead and have them. But be like the lotus, don't be attached to it. Having money is great, no? But money having you is not great. When the money takes you, so there is this beautiful story. The king and his principal comes out for a walk. Early morning, pleasant walk. And he sees one farmer wife with a baby and a husband playing in their little garden, and great joy, faces glowing, so much of joy. And king says, Prime Minister, they have really nothing. They have so much of joy. I have everything. I have so much of trouble. The Prime Minister said, Sir, they don't have the problem of 99. He said, what is 99? Then I'll show you. He goes and he says, Maharaj, give me 99 gold coin. I'm going to give it to that farmer. He said, by that, what will you do? He said, just see, sir, I'll show you. He gave it. Farmer got up in the morning, he opened the door, some bag, he opened, gold coin, he called wife, he, come here, 10 years old son. And he started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 99? Why 99? It should be 100, no? Again count. By 2 count kar. Wife also 99. He said, something, we are making a mistake. Son, you counted. 10, 12-year-old boy. 99. He said, I'm going to make it 100. He started working very hard. Working out in the field, gone the times of the family time, gone the time with the children, wife. And wife is saying, hey, come on, 99 gold coin, let's go and do some shopping. He said, no, wait, don't spend anything. First, let's make it 100, then we'll think. One day, wife said, what a nut. Why is my husband like this? She takes 2 gold coin and goes for shopping. Phoenix Mall. Comes back. Husband comes back. Says, see this? I bought it for you. And see, this is for this and this is for that. And see, look at these beautiful tables. He said, where do you get all this money from? See, you're not doing it. I took 2 gold coins. He said, what? Started fighting, quarreling. Fight started off. Wall became huge between the two. King, Prime Minister walking outside. And says, wife is sitting alone, face is glum, taut. Husband is somewhere else working. The king asks, what happened? He says, this is the power of 99. Money having you. You understand? So, for what sake am I doing? Now, I want to tell you one little story. There are lots of things to be going ahead. And in 4 quick steps, you're supposed to take on this, the understanding of this journey, how to have abundance and no shortage. In our school, if supposing they want to come down and get something in color printout or get a photocopying, there is no shortage. Everything is allowed. Books, you can take it and you can carry it to your home. Online books available, no shortage. Meaning, why is it? Why should there be shortage? Is there shortage in air? Do you have to turn your nose to the right to be there, and when you come in the front, it is not there? The universe is like that. Only thing, you and I have brought our limitations by our own mind and own proximity. So, first is realization. I'm just cutting it short. In next time, Sunday, we will do it later. Second is negation of the word enjoyment. Meaning, go ahead and have fun, but staying detached and have fun. Fun is not eating you up. You are having fun. It's okay. Great. Great masters. They have fun. So do so many. Third, ask yourself, for whose sake am I doing it? Who is going to be happy? For who? And the fourth is talking about the understanding of the power from within. So that sadhana chatushti came up, shraddha, then comes samadhana. Samadhana is establishing truth within you, and mumukshuttam is just not giving up, pursuing. It doesn't become main, you become religious fanatic. You go out and do whatever you like. But always remembering purity, truth, sincerity, kindness, love. You are important, not me. I am here for you. What can I do for you? And the moment, if you want love, we say what? First you love me, then I love you. No, you have to give it first. Look at the great pastors. Whole world is racing after them. For what? Mother Teresa, Jesus Christ, Buddha, Paramahansa. They are giving love. There is no shortage. Anytime you go there, and they're smiling, benign, and say, they're always interested in you. And you are who? Ready to do anything for them. Knowledge. If you want knowledge, Sanskrit slogan, Jnanam Dhanena Vardhate. Give knowledge to get knowledge. Now, every Sunday when we go on and talk about this, and Thursday I keep sending a message for you to listen to it, reflect upon it, and work at it. And come down. Ask questions for other people as well as for yourself. Clarity. Sort it out. And then, this is called Shravanam Mananam. Shravanam is listen, read, think. Mananam, reflect on it, ask questions, challenging questions, try to shoot it down. How can it be? And Nididhyasana. Establish it firmly within yourself. How do we do that? It's a very simple story. 10 men, they're crossing a river, going to a temple with it. River up to the neck, very fast current, but they're familiar, they cross the other side. But many people have drowned also, so after going out that they're drying their clothes, village scene. One of them said, hey, wait, are all 10 have crossed? Let's count. He count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How can it be 9? Must be some mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God. Where is the 10th? Oh my God, 10th one is drowned. First is ignorance. Why? He's forgetting to count himself. And then, called avarana. Avarana is a veil. A thin veil of ignorance is covered in. Same thing is happening to you and me. You and me not counting this one. You're counting, I need money. So for whom? That one. Today, the same brother, Shadabam is laughing. They tell me, don't flash your money. I said, I'm not flashing money. No, why did you send that watch? I said, I just felt like it. Shadabam bought it for you specially. It's your birthday. No, it's too expensive. I said, hey, come on. TK. I am not giving. Mother is giving it to you. Let's be practical. There is no Mother Sadar. You are giving it. You're flashing your money. You understand now? The world is waiting for you to claim. Universe and you are one. Work like that, especially champions like you all. I wish somebody had told me at your age, I'll be a world topper today. Many of our students, senior ones, say, sir, you are one. I said, no, I'm just a monkey. I'm zero. What they have, what talents you all don't realize it. But you as parents will realize. Your daughter, your sons talk different, walk different, think different. When they come and talk to me, I get amazed. Shadaman's birthday, 2 of our top students, they wrote 2 poems and instantaneously recited on the stage. I was amazed. What language? 15-year-old. I'm supposed to be a very good writer. I'm telling you, I'm nothing compared to them. Who are these? They're you only. Only thing you know how to tap into it better than we did. Today we are, after a lot of hard work and struggle, we are doing a little bit, tiny bit. Now, one of the boys said, you don't know how to count. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, yes, you're right. Everybody counts. Oh, I all sit down, Vikshepa, start crying. Suffering is going on. You're struggling for life. I don't have this, I don't have that. It's that 10th missing man. Comes Paroksha Jnana. A wise man comes, a teacher comes, a guru comes. Wise man comes and says, why are you crying? So we 10 people, we crossed, but the 10th man is drowned. How much suffering he must have had. The wise man sees 10 guys are sitting in front of him. He said, wait. Your 10th man is not drowned. He's there. Where, sir? We have counted. He said, I'll show you. Have faith. What is Vedanta saying? No, it is true. Thousands of years. You may not understand it. No, it is true. Have faith, but try it out and check it out. Experience it. Vedanta says, experience it. Don't just say God is out there. Show it to me. Vivekananda said that, no? Show it to me. Can I show it to you? Yes, you can. I remember the first day you saw something. No? And what did he say? I meditate, I will see it straight away. No? It's like that. It is there. Only thing, you and I have forgotten about it. Satyal sir and Vijay, they're all highly seasoned. Yes, sir. Wise man says, count again. He says, sir, we have counted. Count again. I'll show you. He counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He holds his hand and he said, Dasamatvasi, you are the 10th one. He said, really? Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God, the 10th man is not drowned. From Paroksha Jnana, knowledge from others, came Aparoksha Jnana. I have understood now. From there, what? End of suffering. And this is what Buddha is saying. There is a way. Great masters are saying there is a way. And then what? 6th is Duksha Nivritti. 7th is Paramananda Prapti. You know, these people, they're ignorant, they don't understand. Let me give them the news. Let me give them the why. Show them how to do that. We'll deal with it a little more in detail. Chant with me silently or loudly as you wish. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May each one of you be protected with the Supreme Kalpa Yogi Mahavadar Babaji's blessings. Hold your hand and guide you, protect you from adversities, remove all your obstacles, and take you from this state of multiple division, devised self to oneness. No separatedness to oneness of realization. To Krishna, Yogakshema Vaham Vaham. Divine Mother, Jagat Janani, Brahma Rupi Mother, Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara. Blessings of Paramahansa Yogananda. Protect us, guide us, hold our hand. Sri Yukteswar Giri Lahiri Mahasaya, bless us so that we may attain that oneness with you as the supreme Turiya conscious state, that you gurus are there, always guiding us silently, ever present. Swami Sri Vivekananda, Holy Mother Sharada, Paramahansa Ramakrishna. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.